Hi everybody, welcome to the Magic of Ruby live with Gemology Jen. I'm Gemology Jen. So how many of you would love a piece of jewelry with a beautiful ruby in it, right? Or do you know someone whose birthday it is in July that you would love to get a ruby gift for? So how do you choose the right ruby, and how do you know if you are overpaying, right? You walk into a jewelry store and they have all this ruby jewelry and you don't know which one to choose, if it's overpriced or not. So today I will reveal all the qualities you need to look for when buying a ruby for yourself or someone you love. Someone who has a great July birthday that you want to celebrate. So I hope all of you that have July birthdays, I hope you're having a great birthday month. And at the end of this live, I will let you in on what you should be paying so that you don't get ripped off. So stay tuned to the end, you won't want to miss it. So ruby is considered the king of gems. Why, you might be asking? Why isn't diamond the be-all and end-all of the gemstone world? Well, diamond is in a league of its own, but ruby commands the highest prices of any colored gemstone. The per carat prices of fine quality rubies have been rising consistently and many times breaking auction records and even demanding prices higher than diamond for very fine quality. So let's dive into the quality factors you need to know when shopping for that beautiful red ruby. So first and most important for any colored stone is color. And color is the most important factor, and this is especially true for ruby. For ruby, the color must be between a slight orangey red to a pure red to purplish red, and be medium in tone. So you have to have some sort of darkness to it. It can't be light. And the saturation should be medium to high to be considered a ruby. So it has to have a nice vivid color, or close to vivid as possible, to be considered a ruby. As the color becomes too orange or too purple, the ruby moves down in quality and can actually be lowered to just an orange sapphire or a purple sapphire, depending on how orange or how purple it is. So the finest ruby has a pure, vibrant red to slightly purplish red color, usually referred to as pigeon's blood. So that is the highest quality color. And that will demand the most money. So you really want your ruby to have a nice brilliance, so when the light enters it, it dances a little and it has some life to it. So you always want to look for a ruby that has a nice life to it. You don't want to look for something that has a dull color and doesn't have any brightness or life to that gemstone. So you're really looking for something very vivid and bright. Next is clarity. So ruby's clarity falls into type 2. And this means that it's most commonly included. So you will usually find inclusions, and you should expect to have at least some inclusions, because inclusion-free rubies are very, very rare. So you want to be careful. If it has no inclusions and it's too perfect, then it may be a synthetic or a simulant. So ruby value depends on how visible the inclusions are, so if they're eye visible. So obvious inclusions, or inclusions that reduce the transparency, so there's so many inclusions that light can't actually go through the stone, so it has that dull look. This will lower a ruby's value dramatically. Then we look at carat weight. So when buying a ruby, the price per carat goes up significantly as it increases in size, especially in fine quality rubies. So when it comes to size, fine quality rubies over 1 carat are very rare. So you'll find the majority of fine rubies in smaller sizes. And And you'll mostly find this quality in a high-end fine jewelry store. So if you're looking for very, very fine rubies, you want to look there. Because typically in most retail jewelry stores, you'll find very good to commercial quality rubies, since they're commonly more available in a wide range of sizes and are more affordable in price. So more people can afford that kind of jewelry. And most birthstone jewelry usually contains synthetic ruby. So if it is a gorgeous red with very little inclusions or no inclusions at all, and the price is low, it'll be either a synthetic or a simulant. So a simulant will be even lower in price. So be sure you know what you're buying. Ask if it's a natural ruby or a synthetic or a simulant if they don't tell you off the bat. This way you're aware of what you're buying. You know, it may not matter to you whether it's a synthetic or a natural, and that's okay. You just need to know what you're buying. You should always be aware. Lastly, we'll talk about cut. So cut is only important for the cutter, because it is the cutter's responsibility to orient the crystal to yield the best face-up color and keep the maximum possible carat weight. So a cutter will sacrifice all the other factors just to get the best color, since that will get the highest price. Stones will be cut deeper or shallower depending on the rough that they are given to either lighten or darken that face-up color. And it is important to orient the crystal to get that maximum color and stay away from those orangey or purpley modifiers that will disqualify it as a ruby. So they want to get the most perfect red color that they can get from that rough crystal. So colored stones do not have ideal cuts like diamonds do. So most natural rubies will not be perfectly cut, and they will not have perfect symmetry. It will be very rare to find something that is beautifully cut and beautiful symmetry, and of course you'll pay more for that, because then they're kind of wasting away more of that rough to give you that perfect cut. So you'll pay extra for that kind of quality. And you may be asking, what is the most common shape for rubies? So the most common shapes of polished rubies or faceted rubies are usually ovals and cushions. So many times they'll have what's called a mixed cut and have a brilliant cut top, like the crown will have all triangular and kite-shaped facets like you see on diamonds, and then the bottom can have step cuts, which are rectangular facets. So they play with the different kinds of cutting styles. It may be all brilliant cut, but a lot of times it is a mixed cut, and that's normal. And this is best to show the color and the brilliance, so you have a nice lively stone. And of course they also cut rubies into round, triangular shapes, emerald cut, pear, and marquise rubies, but these shapes are rare in larger sizes and higher qualities. So you usually see these as smaller accent stones. So now, as I promised, let's talk about price. So when you talk about price for gemstones or diamonds, we talk in per carat price. So whatever price I say, you have to multiply that per carat. So typically for a half a carat ruby, so 0.50 carat, for something that's in the good range or good quality, you can typically expect to pay around $600 per carat. And for something that's very good to excellent, you can expect to pay $2,100 per carat. So then you multiply that by a half a carat. For a 1 carat ruby, you can expect to pay, for a good quality, about $1,400 per carat. So $1,400 for that stone. And for a very good to excellent cut excellent quality, you can expect to pay around $7,000 per carat. Next, I'll talk about the 3 carat. We'll jump up to 3 carat since those are a rarer size in fine quality. But maybe you can find some in good quality, and that will be about $2,400 per carat. So you multiply that by 3, right? And it can go up to as much as $18,000 per carat for very good to excellent. And here is some rubies that I found online to show you the colors, the prices that's being offered out online and for public purchase. And this is a very reputable company that I chose to show for you. So if you need any help buying rubies, or if you have any questions about quality, or unsure about what to get, I am here for you. So just message me and I can always help you with purchasing a ruby or giving you any kind of advice. So I hope you have a great weekend, and I hope you learned a lot, and I will talk to you soon.